Today we're going to talk about fudge. I'm going to show you an easy fudge recipe and how you can finish it off ready to give to someone as a gift. Hi, I'm Taryn. Welcome to my kitchen studio. This is where I like to have fun with food and teach others simple cooking tips and tricks. Today we're talking about fudge. Fudge is one of those things that's not healthy at all. It has so much sugar in it. But who can resist a soft, creamy, delicious piece of fresh fudge? Just remember to only have it as an occasional treat. Fudge is also a great thing to give as a gift. Later on in the video, I'll show you how to write on it with chocolate and some other fun ideas of what you can do with it. We're going to start by using a traditional recipe with white chocolate in it, and then I'll show you an alternative with dark chocolate and walnuts on top. If you find this video helpful, please remember to click the like button. On this channel, I like to give you tips and tricks to make your life easier in the kitchen and to give your creations that professional touch. If this is something you're into, please consider subscribing to my channel. You can make fudge in a pot on the stove or in the microwave. I'm going to use a traditional recipe today using a pot and a thermometer. I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like when it's reached the right temperature, so that you can make it at home even if you don't have a thermometer. These are the ingredients that we need. Brown sugar, chocolate chips. I've given these a quick blitz in the food processor to make the pieces a bit smaller. The smaller they are, the quicker they'll melt at the end of the process. Butter, golden syrup, vanilla essence. We've got condensed milk and liquid glucose. I'm going to put the chocolate and the vanilla essence to the side because we don't need them just yet. I'm going to put all the other ingredients into a medium-sized pot. The condensed milk, the brown sugar, the butter, the golden syrup. Liquid glucose is the stickiest stuff on the planet, and if you're going to be pedantic about measuring it out, you're going to get very frustrated. I've found the best way is to measure it straight into the pot with wet fingers. The amount we need is about 4 tablespoons. It doesn't have to be exact. Now we stir it over a medium heat until the butter melts and the sugar dissolves. Don't be tempted to stop stirring because that is when the fudge will stick to the bottom and create little burnt bits that will then be stirred through the fudge. There are other healthier recipes for fudge that use other ingredients to replace the sugars and butter, but it's very hard to replicate that real fudge taste. Some alternatives use coconut or coconut oil and nut butters and can still be very satisfying without the guilt. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to do a video on some alternative, healthier fudge recipes. Now that the butter has melted and the fudge has started boiling, just keep stirring it continuously. You can see it's boiling now, but we're not there yet. It needs to get to 116 degrees Celsius, 240 degrees Fahrenheit for this stage to be complete. Once it's boiling, the temperature doesn't seem to climb as rapidly. Just be patient, the whole process on the element will take around 10 minutes. I can see that we have reached the correct temperature by the appearance of the bubbles. There are some big bubbles, but also swirls of smaller bubbles accumulating together and increasing in number. I said I would tell you exactly what it looks like when it is ready, and this is it. Now I can turn off the heat and add our chocolate and vanilla essence. Stir them in quickly until the chocolate has melted. You will need to work quickly here because the fudge will start to set. Then pour it into a baking paper lined tin. It is very tempting to lick the spoon right now, but remember it's very hot. Give it a little shake to smooth the surface. Now I'll quickly show you a dark chocolate alternative to the traditional recipe. The recipe is exactly the same as before, right up until we reach the correct temperature. There are the big bubbles and lots of swirls of smaller bubbles we were looking for. I'm adding dark chocolate and coffee essence to this one to give it more of a coffee chocolatey taste. The white chocolate we added to the previous batch gives it a lighter colour and a caramelly flavour. You can also stir in different nuts or dried fruit at the end to add some texture, or sprinkle it on top for a more decorative look. Actually, on this batch I'm going to add some walnut pieces on top for a change. Leave them to cool at room temperature for a few hours, and then you can put them into the fridge or in a cool spot to set completely. Now that our fudge is cool, we can cut it into bars, squares, or use cookie cutters to create different shapes. And then we can use melted chocolate to decorate it further. I'm going to start by squaring up the edges. Let's cut off those wee bits. And make sure you give your knife a wee wipe in between to clean it up. That creates a nice clean edge on the fudge. Just using a single pushing down motion. There's some bars. And these little bits, they're great for just nibbling on. There's some squares. And lastly, some shapes. We can do the same with our dark chocolate fudge. Now I'm going to melt some chocolate and put it into a paper piping bag. I'll leave a link in the description below to a more detailed video on how to do this. So I've got my melted chocolate here, so we can chocolate dip some of these and write on some of the others. I'm going to start by chocolate dipping this love heart here. Give it a little shake to get rid of any of the excess there. And I'll do this one as well. I've got my chocolate in a piping bag, and I'll write thank you on these. Apply pressure from the top, guiding it and steadying the bag with your other hand. Practice makes perfect. I'll add some tinsel to the Christmas tree, and a face to my bunny, some decorative stripes to the other heart, and some colour to my chocolate bar. It is best to store fudge in a cool place or in the fridge if you have to. So that's all I've got for you today. I hope you've enjoyed this video and have learnt something. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to my channel. Don't eat it all at once.